All right, y'all, come on. Let's get in here. Let's get into this beautiful look. It's silver, it's polished, it's everything. And Unearthly, you did not come to play. I haven't tried them in such a long time, so let's jump on into the video. I'm excited. I hit 6K. Yay! And let's go ahead and have some fun with the makeup. Let's go ahead and start the video. Hey guys, this is Ashley. Welcome on back to my channel. So, if you are new here, welcome. And if you're older but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashley. I have a doctorate in pharmacy and I love makeup. So that's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup. And I feel like, I have a doctorate in eyeshadow. Eyeshadow is my jam. That's me making a little joke, okay? That is my jam. But please just call me Ash or Ashley. Now, I have the beautiful Unearthly Cosmetics Dreamer palette. Now, know what you're gonna say, because I talk a lot of crap when it comes to like plum and mauve palettes when it comes to Pat McGrath Labs. Now, when it's any other brand, do as you wish. So this is the beautiful color story right here. And let me tell you something, okay? If you know me, you know I was about that gray matte. If you know me, you know I was about that navy blue matte, okay? If you know me, you know I was about that plum. And then, ooh, nice little surprise, a hollow shade. You know I love a good little hollow shade. But the color story is just gorgeous, well thought out. This was their holiday release. It was a pre-order around Black Friday. And it just showed up in January, like this week. So I definitely had to play with it. It is gorgeous. Look at the artwork. And it actually came in a, let's see. Oh, we have a box. Yeah, we have a unicarton. And so we got unicarton here. We do have ingredients on the back of the unicarton. This is distributed by Unearthly Cosmetics. And Amanda is the owner. She's very active. You can go on to her YouTube channel, which is Hayden Haunts. She swatches everything. She swatches stuff like before the palette even officially launches. She's out of St. Cloud, Florida. And the palettes are designed in the United States, but they are made in China. The palette is cruelty-free. They are vegan, or they have Leaping Bunny approval, okay? And so it doesn't actually say vegan, but I know it's Leaping Bunny, cruelty-free, and 24-hour shelf life. The packaging is recyclable. I cannot get my words out today. Yes. So the palette does retail for $60. I do feel like that's on the expensive side, but I get it. I understand. It is what it is. The packaging has definitely stepped up. I love the new formatting of the packaging from Unearthly. It's been a moment since I've actually tried any Unearthly palettes. I think the last thing I bought was All I Ever Wanted version 2. And I feel like the format is nice, it's sleek. It's not, some of the palettes were just kind of bulky. They were all over the place, but I feel like if you wanted to pop this in your bag and travel, it would be a nice way to have some great shadows that you could travel with because of the format of the palette. You do get a mirror. Packaging feels very substantial, and then you have the spine. Everything is continued on with the theme, so I do appreciate that. Unfortunately, the palette right now is on a pre-order. That's the problem when it comes to indie shadows a lot of times, because they do so many units. Palette ends up doing a little bit better than they expect or what they can afford to make at the time. And it's on a pre-order. So they said the pre-order will be around March. Now, Unearthly, in my opinion, and when I've ordered from them in the past, the pre-order situations don't tend to be too complicated. You kind of get your products right away when she says they are going to come in. And then if you don't, you just kind of get an update. Or if she can get them sooner, she's going to get them to you sooner. And so right now, I do have my eye on that Sorcerer Smoke palette. Should I? Does anybody have that? Let me know down in the comments, okay? If you have it, should I just pull the trigger and go ahead and get it? But I have 3 looks for you today, and I'm going to talk about my thoughts in between like we normally do, and we're going to wrap up with some final thoughts. So let's go ahead and get started with these eyeshadow looks, because honey, they did not come to play. All right. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the looks. My eyebrows are filled in with my usual, which is the Goof Proof Pencil, shade 3.75 by Benefit Cosmetics. So for this particular look, I think I'm going to go in, well not I think, I did go in with the Icing eyeshadow base by GlamLite. This is in the shade Caramel. It's a little bit lighter than I expected it to be, but I'm trying this primer because I have worn this palette and my look came out great, but I felt like my MAC Contemplative State primer kind of ate the shadow up. So I'm just kind of letting this get a little tacky, dry down a little bit so it's not too wet. And then we're going to go in with this beautiful palette. And yeah, so I'm excited to try it out. It has some of my shades. And one thing okay, so in this lighting, well, it does look more blue here now. But at first I was like, oh, I thought it was like more navy blue, but we'll see when I try it out versus this plum. So they kind of looked alike, but oh, really pretty. Like you could just use this as a quad. You could use this as a quad, this as a quad. Really beautiful, beautiful kind of looks here. So I'm going to shut up because, you know, if I sit here and talk and blab, the video will be really long. And my videos are already on the longer end. So yeah. Let's get started with the look. All right, I am back, and here are the first two looks. So let's talk about the products I used on my face first before we talk about the palette. So I went in with my Luminous Silk Foundation by Armani. I have the shade 8.75. And I went in with the matching concealer in 7.5. And let's see, for my bronzer, I took my Juvia's Place bronzer. Package insert thing. I took my Juvia's Place bronzer in the shade 10. And look, we got pan. Oh, yes, we do. So pan in the lighter shade, ironically, but not in a deeper shade. But I feel like it's coming, you know. It's like a little dent in there, you know. So I'm excited about that. And for my blush, I went in with one of my favorites, which is the Pat McGrath shade in Nightbloom. It's a beautiful red and purple combination. For my lips, I went in with this Creemsheen gloss from M.A.C. It was a holiday collection. I think it's called Narcissus. So stay tuned. I just did a lipstick declutter, and I was like, yo, I got to use this stuff. And the story behind it is basically I hadn't been wearing lipstick to work or out and about. Well, out and about, yes, but to like work and like how I usually used to do because of the pandemic. And I just literally stopped wearing a mask. Immune system protect me because I don't know if that's the smartest idea. People come into the pharmacy so sick and they don't wear a mask. They'll come in with COVID talking about, I need a COVID test. Where's your mask? Didn't you get in this situation because of this? Like, you just gonna come in here, spread all your germs? So, I don't know if it's a wise decision, but I'm tired. Wearing a mask is 2020, so it's 2024. Yes, I literally just stopped towards the end of the year. And it's been cool. And at times I'm like, where's my mask? Let me put this on real quick. But I decluttered. It's going to be a lipstick declutter coming soon. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have all these shades. So I popped that on the lips because I was like, I need to stop wearing the 3 shades that I have been wearing. Let's mix it up. And new product alert. I ordered the ColourPop cream gel liners, like the multi-chrome ones. And this is the shade Acting Up. Look at this purple. First of all, let's just do a little swatch. Super de-duper creamy, okay? Like, goes on like butter, baby. Do you see that? Beautiful, metallic, affordable. I think it was like 6 for $48-ish. And you know, that's just not really the case with most multi-chrome liners. So. And a little black dress for the lashes. Okay, now let's talk about the palette. Let's talk about the beautiful Dreamer palette. I think that me using the Icing eye primer did work better than my MAC Contemplate State. Hence, I can see this shade better. I haven't tried Unearthly since they've kind of rebranded and did all of these changes up to the brand. I definitely prefer this aesthetic. I like their old aesthetic, but I like how it looks a little bit more sleek and a little bit more polished. And the mattes, they have been improved, but I still think they're a tiny bit thin. But I would expect this shade to have a little bit more color. That would be Muse. This one kind of did exactly what I needed to do. The brown did exactly what I wanted to do. This did exactly what I wanted to do. So I think it's just for me, I felt like this one, I shouldn't have had to build it up as much. Now the shimmers, you know, I'm just like playing no games. I'm using my NYX glitter glue. So that's what you guys saw right here. And then in this spray bottle is some Mayron mixing medium. I transferred to here because if you know about the mixing medium, baby, it's a hot mess if you try to use it in its original container. So I put it right here because the pink wasn't as vibrant as I wanted it to be, but now that I have the whole entire look, I'm feeling it. It didn't need to be any more vibrant. So I stuck the shade in the middle, which had great longevity when I wore it the first time I wore it with glitter glue. So I had the glitter glue all over the eyes, but then I wanted just to pop a little bit more. So I decided to go ahead and use the Mayron, and then that's when it kind of got to be a hot mess. But in my defense, or maybe user error, I should probably say, when you use the Mayron mixing medium, you kind of have to let it dry down for a second. If you go in with it wet, it will liquefy your shadows. It's a mixing medium. So yes, it will amplify your shadows, But if you let it just spray it and then try to go in, it's turning to liquid, and that's what it did here. So then you saw like the shadow just come off, but then I reapplied it and it's sticking really nicely. So that's the user error on my bed. But everything else, I really love how the look looks. I really love how it came out. This shade is beautiful. I don't think this shade is nothing that we haven't seen before, but the color story is phenomenal. Yes, I'm loving it. So let's do one more look. I'm definitely going to play with this quad right here. It's screaming for me. Yes. So I'm going to wipe this beautiful stuff off and I'll see you soon. All right, I am back and here is the final look. And my gosh, it's gorgeous. And the two best shimmers in this palette is going to be Drift and Dream State. So first of all, you already know how I love a good like holographic shade. And this one is finely milled. So if you're not totally about that life, this kind of is for you, you know. So unlike, I'm just gonna put it right here, just to put it right here because it's on my finger. But you know, these are a little bit more finely milled, so it's not like, boom, this is holographic, but it gives that effect, which is so beautiful. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the dimension. So it's cool tone, but it still has some warmth to it. It has a little peach reflex as I look in the mirror, a couple of green reflex that definitely helps pull the silver together so it's not so stark on your skin, especially if you're a warm toned girly like me, okay? So, you know, we have to kind of sometimes be cognizant about some of the type of cool tones that we wear, but usually blues and silvers, if it has a little touch of warmth to it, the purples, those things tend to pair well with our skin complexion. Now, the same with Drift. Now, the formula of these two shimmers, I find it to be absolutely very creamy, very easy to pick up. I did place a glitter glue down with it because at this state, I told y'all, I'm just with the glitter glue, even though I prime my eyes. My eyelids are a little oily, okay? So I have dry skin, but the eyelids are oily, praise God. Keep me looking younger, okay? So, but now the other shimmers, this one I feel like it's a little bit more hard pressed. This one, it didn't pop as much as I wanted to, but I did definitely enjoy the look between these two shimmers that it played with, that like kind of that faux spotlight eye that I did. This shimmer is really nice and pigmented, and this one didn't have a problem. It was a little bit more flakier, definitely. It feels a little bit creamier, but it has a little bit more grittiness to it. It did pick up well with like my little Tarte brush and deposit on the eye well. Overall, I feel like this is a very beautiful palette, and if you know me, it is like this in on back, honey. Even if this was just like a 6-pan between here and here, that's what drew me into the palette. Like I said, I haven't tried Unearthly Cosmetics in a very long time, so this was a pre-order from the Black Friday. Unfortunately, it is like on pre-order right now to mid-March, and I'm really taking a hard look at the Sorcerer's Smoke. I really do want that palette, but I'm like, ooh. Now I do feel like it's a tad bit expensive. I'm just going to keep it real 100. It is $60 for this palette. Now I definitely feel like they have stepped up their quality. I can't get words out, huh? They have stepped up the quality of their shimmers, of their mattes. So I see where they're going with that, with the packaging. And materials are definitely just more expensive, especially when you're a smaller brand. You know, they can't afford to do numbers like GlamLite. You know, that's the conversation I've kind of been having with my friends, and I understand it because indie is a lot more smaller. I would be very interested to see some of the units that they push out, because I saw a TikTok on Giselle's page, which is the owner of GlamLite, and baby, she said she sold 60,000 units of Rick and Morty in like 3 days. Girl, I'm happy for you. So I could just only imagine like the vendor discount that she can get versus Amanda at Unearthly, you know, where she's doing great numbers, but definitely I'm sure it's not 60,000 of one particular palette in 3 days. And that's no shade, but that's just it is. And it kind of keeps things a little bit more expensive side for them. But I definitely love how they have stepped up the game. I'm going to have my eye on them for this year. You know, I didn't purchase anything. Well, technically I purchased this because this was the Black Friday from 2023, and it just arrived now because it was actually more of a pre-order. With the pre-orders for Unearthly, they've done a lot of pre-orders in the past, but I found like that they've been pretty much smooth. You kind of get your product in a pretty timely manner. So it's like I mind, but I don't mind at the same time because it doesn't drag out forever. The quality of the palette is really beautiful. I think that the darker half, like this part of the quality, is a little bit more, it's a little better versus like this shade. I just wish it popped a little bit more. The gray, I didn't have too much of an issue with it all. It built up really nicely. I am a serial builder up and blender outer person though. The blue, the navy blue, really nice, really impactful. You could deep it out, kind of sheer it out. So if you're going to work and you wanted to have a little bit more neutral and wanted to do something other than the brown to deepen your inner corner, you do have something. The purple is fabulous. I think everything was fabulous. I think the only shade that I'm like, about, it's so pretty, I'm definitely going to keep using it, is this shade. And then maybe after that would be this one, because I just thought it would be a little bit more impactful. But overall, it's a really, really gorgeous color story. And I think she did a fabulous job. So let me know down below that you pick up this palette. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with another video, which will be soon. And subscribe to my channel. We are growing. And this is the first time I have filmed since we have hit 6K. So I am super excited. So I do have a goal. I'm just going to put it out there. I would like to get to 8K this year. So typically it takes me about a year to get 1,000 subscribers. But I would like to double that. I'm putting the challenge out there. So I'm excited, ready to play in makeup. Hope you guys are enjoying the video. So with all of that being said, you already know what time it is. It's time for the Cheddies. Cheddies. Hey, 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 Cheddies. Cheddies. Hey, Cheddies. All right, y'all. Bye.